Come on. Come on, Audrey. Come on, Audrey. Come on.
Nice, Audrey. Come on.
Good. Yeah, come on.
Do you want to look at it down here?
Come on, Audrey. Come on, flash. Come on, Audrey. Come on.
Really good, Audrey. Come on.
Come on.
Yes, come on.
Go get it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nice. Come on, Audrey.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. Come on, Audrey. Get it. Come on. Come on.
Get it.
Come on.
For the last half of the trip, we spent a lot of time at the Super Attic, and one of the really popular climbs there is Hellion, which is a 13B that goes up like on the far left side. And that one for me, I think took maybe a couple more tries than I wanted it to, just because there's like the crux at the bottom is pretty low percentage, and like the feet are really bad, and I'm not super good on like small feet. But I thought if I made it past that crux, then I could do the route, because it's not too bad from there to the top. There's some harder moves, but for me they were like pockets, and I like pockets. So I once made it past the crux from the bottom, and then I fell at a move higher up that I like didn't think would be that hard, but it ended up being hard from the bottom. And then I think the next try after that, I like changed my beta to Dalton's beta, and then I was able to send that one, put her in the bag.
Classic, another one in the books.
Yeah.
Gosh, stay hydrated and refreshed these hot
Yeah.
summer temps. Let's see what you got.
Ready?
Rodeo Queen.
Next
Another
try.
try, another try.
Ouch.
Gotcha!
Go.
So for the last half of the trip, my main two objectives were to try the routes Galactic Emperor and FMA. I had the plan I really wanted to give Galactic Emperor a good flash try, and I saw a few people on it and got some beta from some friends. A few people even like recommended to me that it might be a good route to try and flash. You can see the crux really well off the ground. The boulder kind of breaks down, or the route breaks down to like a hard boulder into like a slightly easier boulder, and then some sustained kind of pumpy climbing with a little kind of vert slab crux at the top. So after I kind of got warmed up to the rock type, climbed intensely for a few days, I decided to give it a flash go. It was like a colder day. I got some beta from Audrey. I belayed her on it a little bit, so I kind of had an idea, pretty good idea of what to do on the route. was uncertain what to do with my feet, but I ended up like getting it figured out and stuck this move, and then was surprised the next move was harder than I expected, and I didn't really have a plan. So I got all locked off and tried to bump, and this hole just wasn't quite what I thought it was. So I was pretty disappointed because I pulled back on and went to the top. I rested maybe a minute and flashed the rest of the route. So I feel like I would have had a really good chance if I would have done that move. But that just seems to be the theme of the trip for me. Nothing is going down first try. Lots of second try ascents, but I guess it's all right. So let's see. And then I tried F'd in the A. So it was a couple days later. I decided to give this one an on-site try. So I tried not to watch anybody. So I spent a while looking at it from the ground, just trying to see as much bait as I could, see the holds. A lot of times I feel like trying to on-site harder routes, it's more about just seeing the holds, and then when you get up there, you can make the plan because you don't know how good they are from the ground. And it felt pretty good, and then I got a high foot, and right when I locked off, my elbow kind of came up, and then the hole I was going to is really inside, and I just didn't quite have enough juice to grab it. I was a little too pumped, and I missed this pretty good foot that I think would have helped. So I popped off this hole. I was pretty bummed because if you stick that, you get a good edge, and then a jug edge, and then it's maybe 12A to the top or something. I was literally 1 or 2 moves away from doing it. So I was pretty bummed about that, but I was happy to get it done second try. And then that kind of sums up the trip for me.
So I tried Galactic Emperor for 3 days. The first day I tried it, I just kind of sussed out the moves and wanted to see if it was felt possible because I wasn't sure. I heard that there was a really hard boulder at the bottom. And the bottom boulder for me was, you can reach really far from undercling to a side pole, but I couldn't do it that way. I think I could have reached, but I don't think I'm strong enough in that position to reach high enough to grab the side pole. So I had to get some beta from one of our friends at the crag who would grab the undercling, grab this little crimp, and then go to a mono. And I think I did the first boulder, or I did all the moves on the climb the first day I tried it. And then I think I only tried it once that day. And then the next day I tried it a couple times again, I think, and just never really made it past the crux boulder. I'd always fall in that section. And then I think on the second day I linked from doing the move into the mono almost to the top. I had one part where I switched my hands and had to take, or I fell or something like that. And then the third day I warmed up, and then I was it was not as cold as the other day that I tried it, so I was a little bit nervous it was going to feel a lot harder. But I got on, and then my first try on it, I made it past the crux. My feet, I don't know where I even put them, and I fell off. And then I rested for a while. There's a lot of people trying that route that day. And then you hit this really good jug, and I was getting kind of nervous because I was this is my first time making it past the bottom, and I didn't want to blow it because there's a little bit of a crux at the top that has these little pockets. But I was kind of overly confident in my memorization of the route, because that day I hadn't gone to the top. I just had tried it from the bottom, and from that jug on, it was just kind of a disaster with my feet. I was always one move ahead, or I knew which hands to go to, but I could not remember the feet for the life of me. But luckily the route's low angle, so I was able to kind of rest in a bunch of spots, so I wasn't getting too pumped. And then I got to the final crux, and I was okay, here we go, right, left, right, jug. But then I ended up going right hand to too high of a pocket, and then I had to improvise because it was not the right beta. But I grabbed a new pocket that I never grabbed before, and then I ended up doing the move, which I'd say for me it's rare that when I go rogue, I stay on the wall.
Yeah.
I usually go rogue, and then I'm off, and then I'm sad because I panicked and then fall.
The pressure is just hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with.
When you're sending,
just
forget all your data somehow.
Yeah. I think on that route though, I didn't feel as nervous because the crux is at the bottom. So there's that little crux at the top, but it's not if you do the bottom, you've got a really good shot of doing the route. So it's not as hard mentally for me if it's a route like that versus one where the crux is at the top and you have to do the bottom every single time to get to the top crux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, that was your first 14A.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty notable.
Yeah.
That was pretty
That
awesome.
was.
Yeah.
But it gets a slash grade, so it's
Slash, whatever. Yeah, just
if you
forget
use the
about
mono,
that.
if you use the mono, it's 14.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so that was the end of our 2 weeks intense sleep. Now we're gonna get back into the gym and try and power up. Feeling pretty weak for some reason. The vertical limestone climbing just doesn't help with staying strong and fit. So we're gonna try and power up in the gym and then hopefully get out to Rifle, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.